General Hospital spoilers reveal that the end of Chase and Brook Lynn's marriage has officially been confirmed, marking a painful but inevitable turning point in their story. Once a couple full of love and hope, their relationship has now come to an end after too many wounds, secrets, and irreparable events. Chase, who once believed he could give Brook Lynn a happy family, now faces the bitter truth that everything he built with her was nothing more than a dream that would never come true. The collapse of this marriage is not just a breakup, it's a failure that Chase could not control. He tried his best to keep everything intact, to protect their love, but each secret revealed only deepened the distance between them. Brook Lynn's child with Dante in the past, Chase discovering he couldn't have children, and the inevitable pressure brought on by Gio entering their lives, all of this pushed Chase to his breaking point. It seems no matter how hard he tried, he could not change the truth that Brook Lynn and Dante always shared a deeper connection than anything he could offer. This left Chase spiraling in a whirlwind of mixed emotions, pain, anger, helplessness, and above all, a feeling of abandonment. He never wanted to leave Port Charles, never wanted to lose the woman he loved, but when everything became unmanageable, and he realized he no longer had a place in Brook Lynn's story, he had no choice but to let go. The obsession with his inability to bring Brook Lynn happiness would haunt Chase for a long time. He had once believed he was the only one who could make her happy, but now he had to accept that some things were beyond his control. As everything ended, the biggest question remained: could Chase move on, or would he be forever trapped in the shadow of the past? One thing is certain, the end of this marriage would not only change the lives of Chase and Brook Lynn but also affect everyone around them. And now, with a broken heart and an uncertain future, Chase would have to find his own way, no matter how painful it might be. Chase finds himself falling into a deep abyss he never thought he would face. After everything that has happened, he realizes that Port Charles is no longer a place he can call home. His loved ones, the ones who were once his support and motivation, have now all left, leaving him alone amid painful memories and a loss that cannot be filled. The breakdown of his marriage to Brook Lynn is not just the end of a relationship, but the end of the dreams he once believed in. Chase had once thought he and Brook Lynn would have a complete family, that they would raise children together and build a happy life. But when the truth about Gio was exposed, that Brook Lynn and Dante had a child together many years ago, everything inside him shattered. Not only did he lose the wife he loved, but he also realized that she had a family he could never be a part of. The feeling of helplessness and loneliness grew heavier on Chase. Finn, his only brother, moved to Seattle with Violet, leaving Chase with a gap that could not be filled. In the past, no matter what happened, he always had Finn by his side to share with, to face difficulties together. But now, even Finn was gone, leaving Chase trapped in a city full of painful memories that he didn't know how to escape. Each day, Chase felt Port Charles growing stranger. The places he once loved, the friends who had been with him, now seemed not to belong to him anymore. He wandered through familiar streets but found no sense of belonging. The cafes, the parks, the police station where he once gave his all, everything now only reminded him of what he had lost. But the worst part wasn't just the loneliness, it was the feeling of being lost. Chase no longer knew where he belonged, what he should do, or which direction to go. Everything that once defined him, his career, his love, his family, had been taken from him, leaving him with a deep emptiness that he didn't know how to fill. The loss was becoming an obsession, a simmering anger in his heart, pushing him to the brink of despair. He felt like he had lost everything, and when a person loses everything, they can do things no one would expect. Could Chase rise from this pain and find a new path for himself? Or would he sink deeper into the darkness of despair, letting the hurt consume him forever? Port Charles may no longer be the place for Chase, but the biggest question remains: would he leave to start anew somewhere else, or stay to face the ghosts of his past? One thing is certain, what Chase is going through is not just a tough period, it's a turning point that could change who he is forever. And the scariest part is that Chase still doesn't know whether he will find the light at the end of the tunnel or remain trapped in the darkness of loss and suffering. A shocking decision has been confirmed as Chase officially chooses to leave Port Charles and move to Seattle, where Finn and Violet are living. This decision not only marks a major shift in Chase's life but also creates a surprising twist in General Hospital's storyline. After all the pain, loss, and the feeling of being lost he has faced recently, it seems that Chase has realized that there is nothing left to keep him in Port Charles. The collapse of his marriage to Brook Lynn not only took away the love he tried so hard to protect but also left him directionless. Learning that Gio is Brook Lynn and Dante's biological child only hurt him more, as it meant Brook Lynn always had a deep connection with Dante that he could never replace. This left Chase feeling increasingly like an outsider in the life of the woman he once loved with all his heart. With Finn and Violet having left Port Charles to start a new life, Chase realized that Seattle might be the only place he could find peace. Finn and Violet's presence gave him a glimmer of hope. A chance to rebuild his life from scratch, away from all the pain and heartache he experienced in Port Charles. But will leaving truly help Chase find himself again, or is it just a way to escape the past? Whatever the reason, this decision will shock those around Chase. Brook Lynn may feel guilty when she realizes that her secrets from the past have led Chase to this point. Dante will also have to face the awkwardness when he learns that the truth about Gio indirectly destroyed Chase and Brook Lynn's marriage. Olivia, Tracy, and even Chase's colleagues at PCPD will be stunned to hear that he has decided to give up his career and leave the city he once called home. Chase's departure is not just a simple change in the plot, it marks the end of an important chapter in his life. Will he find peace in Seattle, or one day realize that no place will ever truly help him escape the ghosts of his past? One thing is certain, this decision will not only affect Chase but also deeply impact those he leaves behind. And Port Charles, with all its unfinished stories, may not be ready to say goodbye to one of its finest sons. A bombshell has shaken the General Hospital fan community. Josh Swickard will officially leave Port Charles, marking the end of one of the most beloved characters, Harrison Chase. This news not only causes a huge shock but also raises many questions about how the writers will handle Chase's departure and the wide-reaching effects this will have on the remaining characters in the show. Chase is no stranger to the audience. Since his arrival in Port Charles, he has captured the hearts of viewers with his integrity, loyalty, and dedication to his work in the PCPD. He was not only an exemplary cop but also an emotional man, always longing for a family of his own. However, recent events have completely shattered the dreams he once believed in, leaving him confused and lost. The first shock came when Chase discovered he was infertile. For a man who had longed to become a father, this was a huge blow. Brook Lynn, the wife he loved, also dreamed of having a complete family, but this painful truth created a crack that could not be healed in their relationship. Things became even worse when Chase discovered that Brook Lynn had a child with Dante in the past, and that child was Gio Palmieri. This revelation felt like a dagger to Chase's pride, making him feel completely out of place in Brook Lynn's life. The feelings of betrayal, isolation, and loss of purpose pushed Chase to the brink of despair. Everything he once believed in, love, family, career, was gradually crumbling, leaving him with no reason to stay in Port Charles. With Finn and Violet moving to Seattle, Chase's thought that maybe that was where he truly belonged only grew stronger. He had no one left by his side, no family in Port Charles, and leaving seemed like the only choice to escape the painful memories. But the biggest question remains, how will General Hospital handle Chase's departure? Will he leave quietly, with an open ending as he decides to start anew in Seattle with Finn and Violet? Or will the writers choose a more dramatic route, perhaps involving a dangerous case, a confrontation, or a tragedy that leads to his permanent exit? If Chase were caught in a dangerous situation, perhaps a crime pursuit or a conspiracy, it would not only create a huge shock but also open up complex storylines for the other characters. Moreover, Chase's departure would leave a huge void in Brook Lynn's life. She would have to face the guilt of realizing that the secrets of her past led Chase to leave. Dante would also feel uncomfortable when he learns that the truth about Gio indirectly destroyed Chase and Brook Lynn's marriage. Olivia, Tracy, and the colleagues at PCPD would lose a reliable person they had always considered family. This is not just a change in the character lineup. It is a turning point that could impact the entire storyline of General Hospital. Poor Charles will no longer be the same without Chase, and what happens next may shake things even more than ever. Is this the end for the character of Chase, or is there a chance for him to return in the future? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, the audience will not easily accept his departure without a proper explanation.